Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Deb here. Welcome back for another thrifty video. I have been shopping again. I can't even. Yeah, Jen and I went on a shopping day, so I could not help myself, and I told myself I wasn't going to buy anything, but of course, yeah, I found some things for some junk journals, so I figured I'd pop in and show you guys what I had found. Sorry, have a little drink. My goodness, I'm really parched today. It's dry. I think from the fires and stuff, that air is really dry, and there's obviously no rain. So, yeah. So anyway, anywho, how you guys doing? How was your guys' week? Did you guys find some good treasures for, I don't know what people really. There's collectibles, and then supplies and clothing, and reselling and repurposing and all that fun stuff that comes with thrifting. So, I don't know, not everybody makes junk journals. I'm just on a junk journal major kick, I guess. So, everything I see is like, oh, I can make this, and oh, I can use this for this, and blah, 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 things like that. So, that's why I find it's fun about junk journals. You can always make some things out of nothing, or some things out of things, if it made any sense whatsoever. So anyway, yeah, so I had a Value Village trip with Jen. Well, we went thrifting, and then we went to lunch, and then we went to a couple other thrift stores that we weren't, well, actually one of the thrift stores we weren't successful. It was really sketchy, to be honest. We both agreed we will not be going back to that thrift store. But the other one that we went to, they had really good prices on clothing, but they didn't have any housewares and things like that. So, and books were free there. Mind you, they didn't have a lot of books. They don't really take that many books on donation, but Jen got a whole bunch of magazines because the magazines were free. And Jen does collage work, so she was super excited to get those free magazines. And I know she picked up some books at Value Village too, so she definitely has some cutting to do. We both do, honestly. I need to get choppy on my books to get, honestly. But see, there's a thing, when you choppy it on their books, then you have all these images that you have to store in a certain way, and I haven't figured out that certain way that makes sense to me, so I haven't ventured down that road to choppy all my books, but I do need to do that very, very, very soon, because that's the whole purpose. I don't buy a book to keep it. I buy it for the images, so I can take the images out of it. So yeah, so I need to do that anyway. So let's get showing what I found this week. And I don't know if I'm going to be going to the Dollarama tomorrow with Jen, because we're going to the park tomorrow. And I'm not really sure if that's going to be a thing or not. But if so, I'll show you. I always pick up something at Dollarama. I always find something at the Dollarama by Jen's place. It's a different city, like a town or whatever. So they have different Dollaramas and different things in them, so I can always find something there. But generally we go there for snacks. That's what we go for before the park, because we have to have a full buffet of snacks. I'll have to take a picture one of these days of our snack table. It's a picnic table with us, just with a little bit of craft things in front of each other, and then the whole table is just snacks. Everybody walks by, they're so jealous. Their dogs are just like, oh, please give us some. I want to give them. Actually, what I should do is buy some milk bones and bring them with me. I'm sure the people wouldn't like that, but anyway. Or maybe they would. Who knows? Or not like a milk bone, but like a treat of some sort. Anywho. So, let's get showing what I found at Value Village this week. So, I've been looking for shinies, and I've been looking for, well, anything. Any type of tool that's a craft tool that I can add to my inventory of tools, because that's what I seem to be on a kick for. So if I can find something like that, I'll pick it up. And maybe one day I will have a major yard sale of all these tools, and I'll invite you guys all over. You can come find the tools that you need. So anyway, because I'm really finding a lot. So I'm going to show you these three at the same time. So these are Stampin' Up sets of stamps, and I got 3 of them. So as you can see, they're $4.99 each. These are usually $7.99, but these are $4.99 for 2 sets, so there's 2 in each. So this is 6 sets for $15. And normally, like I said, they're $7.99 each when I get them normally. Now, I did notice that this is a French one, and then this one's an English one. So, this one, if I can get this snap shut here. Anyway, I don't know if it's snapped or not, but anyway, this is brand new. This still has it. Oh no, it's not brand new. Well, they are brand new, but anywho, this one's a French one. This one's an English one, and then I think all of them are like that. One's French and one's English. I don't know why they wouldn't just put all the French ones together, because I don't speak French. Yeah, so this one's merci beaucoup. So this is like a thank you, passez ton coeur. It's like a sympathies card. So I do read some French, I guess, obviously, but yeah, so that's a sympathies, and this is like a snail mail. This is for you, created in my kitchen just for you, handmade. So I thought this one would have been a good one. And honestly, this French one here, I can still use the elements of it. So, you know, I probably won't use the French ones, but the elements I can use. And then this one too. No, these ones are both English. Sorry, this one's sweet ice cream. So this one is like birthday, happy birthday, thank you. Sorry, Kim, I'm getting rid of those bags again. Oh, there's the garbage can. Hope it's sweet, so it's to build an ice cream, obviously. Is what it is. And this one has been used. So this stamp has been used. You can tell this one has been. And the top of the ice cream has been used, I think. Anyway, I just thought it was, every time I see Stamping Up, I know how much these are generally. This got coffee all over it. So I can't leave them there. Like, I really, really can't. Because I remember a time when I went to a Stamping Up party. I was in my 20s, so, you know, that's a long time ago. We're just gonna say that. It's gonna be like half my life ago. Okay, let's put it that way. So, I remember that the stamps and stuff at Stampin' Up, like, I'm sorry if there's any reps that watch my channel, and Barb, if you watch my channel, I'm sorry, but, you know, they're pricey. And I couldn't imagine buying anything from Stamping Up at that time. I was so, you know, I was a young mom, things like that. Like, you know, I just didn't have the funds, right? So I loved their stuff. I thought it was really neat. I was getting into scrapbooking, so, you know, I was really excited to see their products and see how they worked. So I went to a Stamping Up party, and I learned a lot of things at that party by the representatives. So I thought that was really, you know, kind of neat. Anyway, but the products, I couldn't afford them, literally. So, and I have always stayed away from Stamping Up because of the price point of their products. Because as a crafter, you don't really want to spend. But I mean, it's comparable to any designer brand. So I'm not putting them down by any far. I understand the cost of making things and things like that. But there's a lot of marketing and things that go into Stamping Up. But anyway, you know, so I just couldn't afford them, and I stayed away from them because I knew that they were pricey. Even their papers, you know, they were like, you know, I'm always looking for a deal, so those really weren't deals to me. Anyhow, but then when I started thrifting, I was like, oh, people are donating their stamp sets. So I got super excited about that situation because I love Stamping Up stamp sets because remember, I'm a stamp fetish, right? Stamp and dies for some reason, and now seems to be fabric, and like I'm thinking I'm having a major deception with everything that I touch, to be honest. That's what's happening. So anyway, we're not going there, but so now I can't leave them there, and especially at $4.99 for 2 of them, so that's $2.50 a piece. These were like $20, $30, $40. These are not red rubber, so these ones would have been cheaper ones because they're, oh, this was a red rubber. Is there any more red rubber? These are all, yeah, these are all clear stamps. But, you know, I can't leave them there. They're too cheap. So I picked them up, and I might use them someday. My granddaughter might use them someday. Somebody might need something someday, and who knows, I might just, you know, sell these off and to other people that would use them on a daily basis. That makes cards. You know, my stepsister, Marcia, she makes cards, so maybe she wants some of these. I'm not sure you want to use them anyway. But these are sprinkles of life, so you are the sprinkles on the cupcake of life. So, you know, make a cupcake, you know. They're cute. They're, you know, they're very specific stamp sets, so they're not junk journaly kind of stamp sets, I find. But I like the handmade one, and definitely the hummingbird and the butterfly. This, I would definitely use the elements. So, you know, good addition for $15 and 6 more stamp sets from Stampin' Up. So that was my deal. Okay, so I got those. Enough about stamps. Stamp obsession. Okay, so I got these. I got ribbons. It's the only ribbon I got. I'm going to show you all the ribbons and fabrics together is what I'm going to do, because I'm going to do this in a batch so you guys can see. Okay, so these are I wanted it for this ribbon. So as I showed, what did I do with it? I showed you in my last week's, oh great, last week's haul. Oh, I threw it in the bag and I can't find it now. You'll have to watch last week's thrifty visit video. But I got some, oh my gracious, some lace, jumping, lace and this stuff, fun fibers, in these colors. This is obviously a little bit darker than this, so but it will still work on the same tints of that color. It's not the same value, but the same tint. So let's go with these two. So this is going to be really nice to make flowers. And I really, you know, you can sew this down to a side of a page and then put some embellishments on it as well. So there's lots of things, and there's lots on here. Yeah, there's quite a bit still on here. So a few rolls, so that would be good to add to my stash. Now I really need to stop getting ribbons. My lord, what am I doing? If you guys only knew how much I have to card. Oh. Card and sort is what I need to do, because every one of these need to go on a card, and technically I've just been throwing them in like different bins and things, so then they all have to be sorted in color, because that's how my brain works, and it's so big of a project that I'm just Oh, and this is sparkly, so I'm gonna have glitter on my desk, but it's Christmas. Is it Christmas? Yeah, I think so. I believe that's a Christmas tree. Yeah, well, they're trees anyway, foliage. I could cut this out and kind of, you know, sew this down as an overlay or something like that, as an element, not necessarily Christmas. Take the wires out, and then, you know, this is kind of like a plastic material or whatever. Good to add elements and little bits and pieces on little projects. So those will come in handy. So those need to be carded. So I'm going to throw that right over there in the bin of carding stuff to get it right out of my desk. Okay, and then this piece here. So I got it for this because I was looking for shinies. Remember, I'm still on the shiny kick. So Kim got me on a shiny. So $3.99 for this one, and let's cut it this way. So I got it for this because I thought this was interesting. Fabric or whatever. It's netting. It's what it is. But it's not like plasticky. It is, but it's not. It's very soft. So this would be nice to, you know, as an element on a snippet roll or some clusters or whichever. So this will definitely be a shiny element, you know. Put that down in the fabric. So I got it for that. The rest is just whatever. This is very much a man's plaid. I don't know what these offcuts are from, but you know, this is definitely going to get cut up for ruffles, is what this will get cut up for. And then I should be able to get quite a bit of ruffles out of this. So there's one ruffle, which if I tear them on the color, then, you know, each of them will look different kind of thing, right? So, 2 ruffles, see? So we have this one, blue in here, and then there's gonna be a green one. And that, it's too much red, but it's okay. That's okay. They don't have to be perfect. They're all gonna fray on the ends anyway, because I like them that way. And then we have like the green one, right? So are those all the same? Oh, and then there's this colors here, which will be same thing. Each one will give us a different color ruffle, right? Focus. But anyway, so that's what I'm going to probably do with these. This, like I said, this wasn't part of why I took that bag. It was definitely for the shinies. So, and then there's these pieces here, which nah, they're not really my style. But again, you know, they're long pieces, so I can make a long ruffle out of these. Like I said, they're not really my style, but anywho, they're going in my collection of scraps is what it will be, and eventually there'll be some, you know, ruffles. Eventually, when they get there. I started rolling all this fabric for ruffles, so eventually it will turn into me sewing the darn ruffles. Okay, so then I got this one. Now I got this for this color. Now, Jen wasn't even sure if this, like, if it was this, it looks like it's pre-sewn or something. We're not sure, or that's just wrapped around. So this was $4.99, but we wanted this color for flowers is what I wanted. This, oh, it's the pink. Okay, that's not sewn to it, Jen. It's just a ribbon. Isn't that beautiful? It's like Grinch green is what it reminds me of. And then this is, oh, this is weird. So this has a zipper. And this is a weird material. What would this material be from? It feels weird. I think it'll make good ruffles too, but it's a weird green. It's not really my, I like this green, not really this one so much, but for $5, whichever. I really got it for this piece right here, and I paid $5 for this, no problem, because I love the color. And this is gonna make beautiful flowers, so bases. Beautiful. Okay, so that was it for textiles from, yeah, from there, from Value Village. And then still in the, like, the notions and the, like, you know, the sewing area of Value Village. My goodness, I can't talk. $2.99 for this threads. I don't normally buy threads. Well, I shouldn't say that because I do, but I don't. It's not something I look for because I have a whole bunch, but these are brand new. And I asked Jen, I'm like, could we use these to bind journals with? Because I really love this color here. And this is like a bluish gray, but it's like a rope. It's a very small rope. And I think, but it's slippery. So I think I could bind journals with it, I think. But I really love this color. This color is why I bought it. Now they had more packages. I had a whole bunch of packages of these. And most of the packages were all that color or all this color. So this one was the only one that had mixed colors. And I didn't need all that. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's like a rope. And it's very, like, soft. Maybe it's silky. I'm not sure. But anyway, for how much did I say it was? $2.99. I think they'd be good for binding journals. Now this is, like I said, a lot. So, Jen, I'm going to put one in your bag, and I'm going to put one in Kim's. So I'm going to keep one of each. And then you guys can figure out if you want it. Throw that in there. Okay. So, back to tools or whatever. $2.99. Now these, I know, I'm pretty sure you can get these at the dollar store. They're washi tapes. Reuben washi tape. Scotch Express. I wanted it for this color because, you know, when you take plastic to make it look like a slide, like a glass slide, I thought I could do something like, you know, have a specimen or whatever, and then border this around it so it makes it look like it's, you know, do you know what I'm saying? Does that make a clear picture? You'll see when I make it. And they're all metallics. So, Jen, I'm going to give you one of those gold ones because I don't need that. I don't need two. Anywho, so I got the packs of 4, and they had another one, but it was only the gold, and the silver didn't have this color, and this is actually the color that I wanted because this is the copper color that I feel like is around the glass specimen. So for $3 for 4 of them, even at the Dollarama, I think they're more than $1 each. So because I have seen them there, but I haven't seen them in a while. So tools, $8. But you know me, I can't leave punches. I can't leave them if they work properly. And they seem to when I was pushing them through the bag. This one's a little sticky, but I think it'll be okay. So let's try those out. See if they work. Let's get a piece of paper. And, okay. So this one's actually a corner. Actually, this one here. I don't like that. Okay, well that one's a wah-wah. I might have to grease it. I don't know how to grease it. Oh, there we go. Maybe it's just, and this is a thinner paper. That could be the problem. But this is cute. I really like that design, right? And then this one here is also a corner. So we'll go in. We'll go in. Say, why aren't you going in? There we go. Yeah, I feel this paper is too thin. Let's try some thicker paper. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? Nothing. Why don't we ever have anything? Ah. Oh, right. Wait a second here. Wait a second. I did have some cardstock pieces. Yep. Okay. We'll try this. This should work better. Oh, yeah. Much better. Much better. Yeah, sometimes the thin paper just don't work. It doesn't like thin paper. Yeah, those both work. Those are cute. This one is cute in the strawberry shortcake, actually, to use this one. And these are actually to, what you do is, it's a corner to hold something. Boop, like that. So you can put a colored piece, you know, a frame, so each corner, and then you have that holding down on each of them, and then, you know, that's what that's for. And so those are good additions for $8, so, you know, $4 each. You can't buy these for $4, that's for darn sure. So I figured those would be a good addition to my room for my tools. So put those away. Over there. Okay, so I got those. And I found this. So I don't need any more stamp cleaner, but when I see it from Ranger, I always pick it up, especially for $4. And then all these glue sticks. So you know I'm going to use the glue sticks. Well, maybe I'm going to use this Disappearing Purple School Glue. This is Kara's School Glue. Kara's School Glue. Ugh. Yeah. It's been used. That one I'm going to get rid of. If they're new, I'll keep them. But yeah, that one's new. Washable. Just, yeah, so that one's okay. And then these Play-Day Expressions glue stick. I don't even know if that's going to stick anything, to be honest. Oh no, no, that's gross glue. I don't think it's kind of gooey. It's probably old. But we'll see if it sticks. We'll test her out. That'll be our live testing. So there's this one. Like I said, I got it for this. This is brand new. When I picked it up, you could tell it was a brand new one. So this too is a brand new stick. And then Cara glue stick. This one's dry, so let's get rid of that one. And I was curious to see what this was. Jen said it, oh, it is a paint plate. Or, oh, even better. Okay. So I've made official mess. Okay, sorry about the plastic, guys. So $3.99 for all that. Now, like I said, honestly, this glue is probably not the best to be honest. But anyway, I got another bottle of stamp cleaner because I'm going to be using my stamps a lot. I'm going to be stamping a bunch of stuff. And if these glue sticks work, well, bonus for those. So let's get rid of that. Oh, put that aside because that's our tester. But, so I've come to realize I am not responsible enough to have beads. Because I've literally dumped these beads on the table 5 times in a row. I'm just like, what is happening? I have such a mess of these beads. Oh, see, I am not responsible enough to have little bits and beads. Especially, like, see, they go everywhere. They're everywhere. So this is a nice, you know, little dish that I can put my little beads in. And I don't have to try to put them in here where I keep on knocking them out and making such a mess, you know? Yeah, so that's my thought process on this little thing. Anyway, that's Deb's thoughts of the day. But it's honestly, it's a watercolor little dish, and it's ceramic, so that's nice. You know, I could put some these in here, and that in there, and black in there. You know, just little things in that. So on the table, or on my desk, or whatever, right there. So I got that. And what else? Oh, right, tools. So back to this. So this was Sizzix. I can't leave brand names, anything, especially art supplies. They're to be destroyed because what happens is if this doesn't sell, this actually just goes in the garbage and the baler, and it goes in the garbage is what happens. So this one was $3.99. And I know darn well that Sizzix, I didn't even know Sizzix actually made pastels, but I'm going to see if these are even used. Nope. Brand new. Still in the package. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Yep. Brand spanking new. So oil pastels. Yeah. Colors to be used with sculpting foam. So make sculpting foam. Yeah, interesting. But yeah, I'm going to check to see the price of that because I'm sure those were a lot more. I don't use oil pastels. Well, I haven't. I did buy some to use them, and I haven't used them yet because I get in spazzes that where I want to draw, but then I don't. I also don't want to draw or do anything like that. So maybe when I do, I will pull out the oil pastels and try playing with those. But these are all the colors. So for $4, yeah, there's no way. I'm sure that one, it had to be at a minimum of $10. There's no way that was cheaper. And if so, well, I'll eat my hat. So, plus, got this. So these are just like little alphabet, almost looks like typewriter. And then like script kind of thing. Little stamps. I'll put it there. You guys can see it. And then there is this dinosaur stencil. I'll put that in the baby's kids craft drawer for future use, this one. And then there was a die that says happy and just a little flower and a leaf is what it is. So one die says happy. So I'll put that in my die stashes, and like I said, just put that stuff away. Give me a sec, guys. So, oh my goodness, it's dry in here. Okay. So where am I going to go with that? Also, got these Now, you know, these remind me of like those little gold or little star stickers. But for $2.99, they're not stickers. They're actually like little, I don't know what this stuff is here. Figure out what that is. They're little plastic flat back stars is what they are, like little, and there's no holes in them. No. So there's flat backs. So you can glue these down, or you can put these in a shaker if you wanted to. I will never use all these unless I put them in shakers or something like that, but never use them all. But I thought maybe when I do the, oh, see, I don't like playing with it. Put your hands in it. When I do the Rainbow Bright, there's a bunch of stars in Rainbow Bright and in Care Bears, so, you know, these will probably be used in those types of things, so I need to put those in something so they don't spill. And then some green sequins. Those are, and some, is there beads? No, those are the holes of the sequins, never mind. These are just the holes, but they're pretty color green, light green. And then there's these mini action wobbles. Oh, these are things that, like, I know exactly what these are. They're for card making, so things move on your card, right? So when you open it, it's like wiggles, like wobbles, I guess. So yeah, these are, yeah. Anyway, so these would be, I could use these in a junk journal because they go flat. They're not like they're very, when I flatten them, they're very flat. So I could definitely use these in a junk journal. I just need to figure out the right junk journal, especially with the golden books, maybe something like that. So put those aside. And then these beautiful paper flowers. Love these. Love the blue of these. Very, very nice. And they're different, like little rosette things. $49 and Market. See that a lot. Now, what is this? What? What is this? Okay. Oh, it's, oh, what did they call these? Oh, spiral, oh my goodness. We had these when we were kids. Why can't I think of these? But yeah, you put them in here and then you use your marker in the hole and then it makes these designs. What was this called in the 80s? Oh my goodness, I can't remember what they're called. But this is kind of cool because it's so tiny. Oh, it's so small. That's adorable. Good for kids to play with. Oh, why is that shutting properly? Of course, now I can't get it shut properly. Of course, Dad had to mess with it. There. Flat, dead flat. There we go. Well, that's cute. Something to play with. Especially in a car or something like that. This would be so small to... I don't know what that's about, but... You know, it's just small to play with and take with you, so it's kind of cute. Anywho, so I guess that was the last bag. I think I have little embellishment stuff. I think... Oh, shoot. No, there's another one. Oh. I'm dropping everything here. Okay, so I got these. A note from your teacher. I got these because I'm going to cover this note from your teacher, but they were cats, so I had to get them. And then, oh, these are cute little bookmarks. I'm going to donate those back to, actually, I'm going to give these to my stepdaughter because she works at a school, so she can take those with her when she comes back. She's not, she works with kids, so, oh, these are cute. So, I know from your teacher there's a lot of those. And they're all postcards that I guess a teacher would get, you know, send their students or whichever. But I just thought it was cute for the cat. And then there was happy birthday from your teacher postcards. So even if I don't want to use the front, I have postcards on the back. I can collage all the front of this, turn this into a whole other situation, and I have the postcard to write on the back. And then thank you from your teacher. So these are cute. I really like the animals and the fact that I have postcards. So that was a good deal for how much did I say? $3.99. So $4 for that many postcards. That's a very good deal. Because postcards are expensive. Even simple ones like this, they're pricey. So okay, so I got those. And then of course, you know, I'll be doing so many journals, right? So many Disney journals. I'm gonna be doing Aristocats, Bambi, well, all of them eventually is what's gonna happen, or that's my thought process. So when I saw these, I was like, oh, these are pretty flat. And then, oh, Jen thought they were magnets, but they're not. They are suction cups, but that's okay because I can get rid of that, I'm sure. Get those suction cups off. So $2.99. I was gonna use them and put like a metal brad in there so I can hang them on the backs of their journals, right? Because I want to do a Bambi, a Lion King, I want to do a Lady and the Tramp, a Dalmatian, and a Dumbo. So all of these would have been journals, little golden book journals. So I thought that was a really good addition to all of them for my Disney stash, but now I just have to figure out how to take these off. So let's try to do what's happening here. Can I just cut it? There we go. Perfect. And now it's flat. Now obviously I can put something on the back of that, and like I said, there'll be like little dangles on the back of sides of on the spines of the journals, and I don't need suction cups. So this will go in my Disney stash for future journals. And what else did I have at Value Village? Oh yeah, so I got some of these. Incense, $4.99. So normally, okay, so Jen and I were complaining about Value Village pricing because they have why is that? They charge like $7.99 or $6.99 for a half a brick of these of Scentsy scents, and they only go for $7.99 brand new. So I'm like, what are they doing? Like, really, what are they doing? So this one here, oh, this smells like cookies. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I just had like a mini O. Oh my gosh, that's delicious. Oh my. Oh, that's gonna get burnt tonight. Yep. Oh yeah. I'm gonna have to bake cookies now because that's gonna make me want to eat cookies so bad. I'm gonna have to go get some. This one too, maple cream. Oh my gracious. Yeah. This was I could smell these outside of the bag, and I was like, oh, Jen, smell. But that's just like delicious. These two together. Yeah, I'm going to burn one in one burner and one in the other, and then I'll have it surrounding me with a big plate of cookies. Okay, so those were all the little, tools and whatever. And then, of course, I got some books. So, of course, I had to find some books. Of course. So I got this one. Jen actually found this one. The Story of Medicine. And I just love the Medicine Man. I'm just like, oh my goodness, I hope that picture's in here. And if not, and it was right there. But look at the images in here. Love the images in this book. So lots of, old advertising and, like a zombie woman. Just different things that through medicine or whatever. Anyway, there's like a bunch of ads and just different, imagery. I'm sorry if any of this gets graphic. I don't know. I should have, the old cans and the cocaine tooth. Well, there you go. Cocaine, and Coca-Cola. Coca Sherry and Coca Port became popular with celebrities in the 19th century Europe. In the U.S., as the temperance movement gained momentum, druggist and morphine addict John Pemberton removed the alcohol component of his French wine Coca, a frothy alcohol drink based on cocoa and caffeine-loaded cola nuts, and advertise the virtues of cola without the vices of alcohol. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it. But I probably read that way too much. But anyway, so cocaine toothache. So you know, like, look at how beautiful this is. Coca-Cola. That's kind of gross. This is very disturbing, but I mean, it's a nervous system or something. Veins. Oh my goodness. But anyway, so yeah, Jen found the book and she's like, Dad, do we need it? And I'm like, yeah, well, it's for $7. Like, you know, it's got some good images in here. I think we can pull out enough, you know, children teething, soothing syrup, you know, things like that. So it's a big book. Lots of, for $6.99, lots of images that we'll be able to take out of it. So I think it was worth the buck. And we had a sale today, so if you spent $40, you got $15 off. So it was definitely worth us getting a bunch of stuff today. That's what it meant. So then I found this one, Pocket to Guide Wildflowers of North America. So this was $4.99 little book, but it's a field guide book. And normally I find field guide books of birds. But not of flowers. Now, these aren't really vibrant color flowers. I don't find it's like very muted. But honestly, these will look really, there's lots of real estate in here that I can use for embellishments. You know, just rip those out, put those on a tag or whichever. Like, there's just so much, endless. There's so many pages. Like, there's going to be so many. It's like 230 pages. So lots and lots and lots of flowers I can get out of there. And then I found, so I'm on a kitty cat journal, right? I'm making a kitty cat journal. So I found this one for $1.99. Whiskers and Kisses, a picture frame pop-up book. So what my idea is that I really would like to incorporate these into the journal. So I'm going to try to carefully take these apart without destroying this too much. And then I'm going to be able to add these elements to a journal is what my idea is what I'm trying to hope. So we'll see if it works. I will do a walkthrough of the journal when it's made. So if it works, great. And if not, you'll never see it. That's reality. So $1.99. So I got that one. And then Jen found this one. This one's another kid's book, $1.99. Now, this is a French one of Fantastic Beasts, but I don't care the language of it because I just want the images, right? So, lots of images from the movie I can use. I love that one. The Merlap. Anyway, all the beasts from the movie, obviously. My goodness, I can't speak. All the animals. I love this one. This one, he's so cute. Demise. Same thing with Pickett. He's cute. So, yeah, I'm going to use a lot of things out of this book, honestly. So Jen found that one. It was $1.99. And at Valley Village, if you buy, if you buy 4 books, your 5th one is free for children's books. So that was a good, so we made sure that I got 5 children's books, so I'm only paying 4. Then Jen found this one, Peter Rabbit. It was $1.99 too. So I'm like, Jen, she's like, do you need Beatrice Potter? And I'm like, no, don't need any more Beatrice Potter. Don't need any more Peter Rabbit. Honestly, I could care less if I've ever seen Peter Rabbit again, even though I'm still working on their journal. I'm still not done it. But I've been working on Peter Rabbit forever. So, but she's like, but you might want this. Look, it's actually a writing tablet. Now, of course, a few pages have been written on. Now, a lot. You know, but a lot hasn't. So I can definitely use this in the Peter Rabbit journal that I'm creating right now. I can take these out and utilize them. So that would be great. There we go. Yep. Right? Perfect. So this will be a good addition for the Peter Rabbit. So yes, thanks, Jen. But that's it. No more Peter Rabbit. Please don't, guys, don't buy me any more Peter Rabbit. I don't want to see Peter Rabbit. I don't want to see Beatrice Potter. Nothing. Nothing. Okay. So we got this book. I'm going to move this stuff because I'm getting crowded here. When it comes to books and things, I always get crowded out. Here. Okay, so this one's the Book of the Dragon. Ooh, these books are going to fall. the Book of the Dragon. Now, I do want to do, not necessarily a dragon journal, but, you know, dragons are going to be incorporated in it. So, I don't normally look for dragons. I just want to see what the front book looks like. But this one, I really loved the texture. Like, I can use that as a page and fold that. It's a big page. So when it's, you know, like, that's so neat. When it's a big page and things like that, like, look, that could be a tag, you know, pull out. So I just couldn't leave it there. That's what I'm saying. I love that image. What's on the back side of that? I can get rid of that. I'll take that one any day. Yeah, it's one thing that's hard about these books is like sacrificing, right? Because sometimes you have to sacrifice one side of the page. This one's slaying a dragon. You have to sacrifice one side of the page so then you can get, you know, a better picture. Like, look, this is a background for tags. Like, it's beautiful. Love this. Love the crow. I love crows. I have so many crows in my yard. I have a whole murder there. Love the art. This will be nice as a, you know, you could put something in the background. Use this as a frame. Cut that out. Lots of things to use in this. If you're not into dragons, I'm sorry, but I have boys, so I guess I've always been, oh, like, that's cool. On a knight on a horse. It's really neat. I have boys, so I was always into, you know, boy things. I had to sacrifice my Barbies and stuff to get into boy stuff. But anyway, this book I paid $1.99 because it was a child's book, so that was good. And 2 more books. So I got this one. I've been looking for this book for so long. My goodness, I'm gonna take another drink, guys. So long. There's certain books I've been looking for. Of course, Edith Holden books. Kim seems to find them all. I don't understand. I've found one, and it's not even the one that I was looking for. But honestly, I can't cut it up. It's too beautiful, so I need to find like multiple ones so I can at least have one that I want to cut up, right? But this book, Kim had sent me some. This is a color guide to annuals and perennials. She had sent me some tags, or in my bag, I think once, and they came from this book, is what they came from. This book is amazing. So this book, if you can find it, now that I found one, you guys can go look for one, because now I don't need it. I got it. This is a perfect size of tag, and they're all flowers. You know, it has their information on the back side of their tags. So you know exactly what that flower is. You don't have to keep that information if you didn't want to. You can cover that up. You can further embellish it. You know, you could add a tag on the front of this, a stamp, you know, a focal point, and have this as a background, whichever. But there's so many tags. Like, look. And there's 4 rows of these. And as soon as Kim sent me some, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to find this book. And I've been on the search since she gave them to me, and I finally found one today. As soon as I read it, I'm like, oh, I think that's the book she did, because it's a long one. Let's see how long. Let's see how long is this. This book is it's almost 13 inches, like here. So, and it's short this way. Color guide to annuals and perennials. So if you guys find it, it's great for making tags. So I found it scored, even though I didn't have Edith Holden. And my last book that I want to show you guys was my favorite book that I found. It was my last book that I found. Actually, it wasn't my last. It was almost my last book. And I hope Thelma is watching, because I need to, I got this for her. Thelma the Unicorn. Oh, Thelma loves everything sparkly and glittery and things like that. So I thought this was amazing. I'm going to put this in her things for next year. So if Thelma, if you're watching, you know you're getting this when you come visit Sorry, but it's just happening. I know it's not your style, but it's just perfect. Thumb of the unicorn. So I got that for you. And I found junkyard, no, what is it? Junk Pile Jennifer book for Jennifer's grandmother. I found that one today too. So for her to get for her grandmother. So I thought it was a win-win on books today, honestly. One for each of you, so that was great. So I'm gonna put that aside, put that away for your box for next year. And the last thing I found at Value Village, which is for my craft room, but it's not a tool. It's actually well, what would you call? Well, it's a storage thing. It's I'm gonna use it for storage. Now, what am I gonna store in it? I'm not 100% sure what is going to be stored in it yet. Maybe something to do with fabrics, maybe, or I'm not sure. I'll let you know when I start using it for the storage. So I got this. It's a basket, like a but it's SpongeBob. He's so cute. Now, I don't know if he was like a trick or treat. You carry him like this. These are the handles. So you'd carry him, and you'd fill in your little Easter basket or your Halloween basket or whichever. But he's gonna be sitting on my desk. You know what? Maybe I can put like all like the offcuts of fabrics or something in there, something soft, something not hard. But I just couldn't leave him. I thought he was adorable. He was only $2.99. Yeah, and he's a legit Nickelodeon. I gotta wash him and see if I can wash him up some. He's legit Nickelodeon, so he wasn't a knockoff or anything like that. But I just couldn't leave him. He's just too freaking cute. So I got him for my room. So that was it for Value Village. Value Village's haul. I was gonna put this in here. Just get rid of that. And then we went, where did we go? We went to Riverview, and we went into another thrift store, but they don't really have they don't have bedding and things like that. They just have clothes and some books. And like I said, those are the books that Jenn got for free. She got her magazines and stuff for free. So I did get a couple of shirts that I wanted to be able to take apart. And, oh shoot, sorry, just a minute, guys. Take apart and use for ruffles and things like that. But, sorry, there is more things from Value Village, I just realized, sorry. So, Kim, I found another one. Now, this one, no, it's the same. I guess it has the same amount of slots. I paid $6 for it. I couldn't leave it there because everybody's looking for it. And I asked Jenn if she wanted it. She said no because she had ordered some. So she's waiting for hers. So she doesn't need any more. But I found another one. So if I don't need it, Kim, I will definitely pass it your way. And that way you'll have it for that you'll need it. Because I know you're in the search for these. But I figured $6 was a good deal for what it is. And I think this is a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant idea. Like, honestly, I was even thinking of, like, you know, buttons and sequins and, like, you know, having all different things. And I could just take this and hang it beside me and just work out of it. Instead of going into my cabinets and going into like the, you know, the full stash kind of thing, I can just go through this. So I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but I'm definitely going to use them. I think it's a brilliant, brilliant idea for crafting. And I know that I'll be able to use up multiples of these once I start, you know, figuring out what I'm going to use them for specifically. And, you know, I might even have one for all of my, like all my, what is that called? Embroidery thread, because I have a bunch of that now, and I need to store it somewhere that I can see it. So, you know, maybe I'll have that on, or some fibers and have all one in fibers, and yeah, we'll see what happens. But anyway, so I found another one. Yay! was super excited to find that. So I got that. And then thinking ruffles, I'm still on a ruffle kick, right? And they had, Value Village had 40% off summer wear is what they had. So this is actually from India Boutique is what this is. This was $6. I want to keep that tag actually. I keep that when I cut this up. But I got it because of all this, all the bling that's on here. Now these are individual rhinestones that are on here, so I can, you know, they're not attached together. They're definitely like one, like, you know what I mean? They're not even, they're glued on. They're not even sewn on type deal. So I'll be able to cut out this and use this and utilize these into embellishments. But I just love the fabric of this. So this is going to be done into ruffles, and I'm actually going to use this in my journal that I'm making right now. So I'm going to cut this up to probably tonight, and it smells it's washed. It smells like laundry. So I'm going to cut this up and make ruffles out of it tonight probably, and get those started for the journal. So this was a good addition. So get that. Of course, you know, more fabric. Like, how many ruffles does one need, right? She'd be like, Deb, how many are you going to need? So I got this. This one here was $4.99. And it's a bodysuit, a bathing suit overlay is what it is. It's just black lace. Now, I might keep this for me because I do like it. It would look nice with, like, even just with a tank top underneath of it. But I really like the lace that's in here. Like, look how pretty this lace is. So this is an overlay on a cover. Would be beautiful because the pattern is so big. Generally, you want small patterns for the inside of your journal, and then, you know, larger patterns on the outside. That's with the way I deal with it. Plus, I have all this fringe trim that I can cut off as well, or seam rip, but I'm not that, you know, whatever. Anywho, but I might even keep it for myself because I really liked it, honestly. It'd be cute with a pair of shorts. It's kind of big, but, oh, okay, it slits up here. It has a slice up this side. Does it have a slice up this side? Oh, it does. Okay. It only has a little piece here that's attached. Okay. Yeah, I'd have to try it on and see. But anyway, this one is going to get washed because I'm not making ruffles out of this. This is going to be clothing. Okay, so that's it for Value Village. For our Value Village shopping trip that we did today. And then we went to the new thrift store, and the prices weren't terrible. I think the shirts were $4. I think there, dresses were $6. I think the shirts were $4. I think all the ladies' shirts. So we got this. Now Jen and I always talk to each other when we're shopping, because we're like, hey, you know, how would we see this? What would we do with this? You know, this screams peacock journal. 100% peacock journal to me. And it's, you know, it's not a peacock. It's just, you know, whatever that shape. But within the colors and stuff like that, I think it would be beautiful in a peacock journal. And I love this gathering here. I'm going to savor that. I will cut that and keep that gather because I love that. I'll probably cut out this button strip and keep this as a button strip here and keep that in itself on both sides. We'll see. And then, yeah, start cutting this in strips for ruffles, because this is beautiful. And it's that thin material, so you know it's going to make really nice ruffles. So I got that. What is... Oh, and there's even, like, buttons on the sleeves. So we got that one. And then Jen found this one. Because Jen's all into, like, fluorescent. So she's seen this color, right? This yellow. Fluorescent. This is, like, highlighter yellow. The pattern in this is crazy. But when she picked it up, she's like, oh, wait a second. Look at the bling. Look at this bling. All this beadwork is in this, on this shirt. Now, how did they have this? Let me see here. All hand beaded. That whole thing is all hand beaded. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, it's probably all connected, like sewn, you know what I mean? Like it's all sewn. So for me, I'm going to have to probably glue this down to something else and then cut it out at like some felt or something like that. But for now, I'll just cut out this piece. And honestly, I probably won't even use this other stuff. But I just couldn't leave that piece on there and then it be destroyed. Like, look how beautiful that is. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So lots of shinies on here. But I don't know, like I said, I don't know how to get it so not all the beads fall off because there's so much beadwork here, but we'll see how it happens. Anyway, so I got that. And then the last one that I got was this one. Now, I have a digital kit that I have in mind of Shabby Dabby Doodads that I want to do someday. And this is going to be perfect for that journal. It's the exact same colors that are in it, and this is that, you know, light, what is this stuff? What is this? Polyester, 100% polyester. Of course, everything's polyester. But that's that sheer stuff, right? So this is going to make beautiful ruffles, and the colors are just gorgeous. Now, it's a medium shirt, so, and even these ruffles, I'm going to see if I can, I might even see if I can keep these ruffles so I can sew that on the side of a page or on the side of a journal cover, you know? So that was the last one, guys. That's it for the haul videos, I think. Yeah, I think that was it. So that's it for today. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to have anything from the Dollarama tomorrow when Jen and I go, but if so, I'll show you guys on another video. But that's it for today. So thanks so much for joining me. Hope you guys found some good treasures. I mean, I find that, I don't know, I think it's because styles are changing so much that it's hard to find like the vintage stuff nowadays because, you know, it's either been destroyed, you know, grandparents, you know, pass on and their family members don't want their stuff, so it either goes into a donation or it goes in the garbage sometimes. Most times it's like that. And people are getting rid of their stuff beforehand too, right? So yeah, I find it's hard to find a lot of vintage stuff, right? Especially in my area. You know, Kim probably finds a lot more because she goes to more like antique stores and stuff like that. Maybe I'm just not going to the right places. But, you know, I'm definitely, I'm not always looking for vintage stuff because honestly, I haven't been working vintage in a long time. So, vintage or steampunk or anything like that, or mostly it's been like, you know, colorful journals and stuff like that. So nothing really vintage. Everything's kind of modern, or, you know, vintage to the like 80s. So that type of vintage, but to me, I don't call that vintage. I probably should, but definitely should, but it's not to me. Because I was, you know, 80s baby. So, but, you know, looking for different colors and things like that. So not necessarily so much grunge because I'm not really working in the grunge, but, yeah, I've been finding more of the, you know, fun colors and stuff like that. Same thing with Jen. Jen's always looking for fun colors. So anyhow, so I'm not really looking for the vintage stuff right now. I always keep an eye out, but I never really find it. So maybe that's why the universe isn't giving it to me because I don't need it right now. Let's go with that. Anyway, you guys have a great week. Thanks so much for joining me, and again for another thrifty video. I hope that I can make videos up for you, and you guys can come and join me on my travels. So thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.